You're welcome to My Father Taught Me series, volume 5, series 9, titled Justice is the Nemesis of Unrighteousness. Beloved brethren of the world, My Father Taught Me series would like to treat every subject matter of presentation here from 3 basic viewpoints as inspired. A. Within the concept of creation. B. In the scope of 3 pillars, namely 1. The Most High, 2. The Christ, and 3. The universe. Therefore, from the beginning of time in the Garden of Eden, justice was and is the caveat of the law. Justice. Even from the beginning to the present and to the end of creation, justice was and is the caveat of the law. The only way MFTMS, My Father Taught Me series, could be holistic is to discuss issues from the beginning, the present, and the future. So let's get started from the beginning. In the book of Genesis, chapter 2, verse 16 to 17. And the Most High commanded the man, saying, Of every tree of the garden thou mayest freely eat. That's the law. But of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil thou shalt not eat of it, for in the day, take note of this, for in the day that thou eatest thereof thou shalt surely die. And that's the caveat. The law and the caveat represent the covenant of freedom concerning informed choices that we're allowed to make, which are based on reward and penalty in our given freedom of choice between the commandments of the Most High and the lies of the serpent. Any choice made either in obedience and in righteousness, or in disobedience and in unrighteousness, which effects of reward or penalties are applied in the justice of the Most High only. However, all unrighteous choices freely made face the caveat of justice, the nemesis of unrighteousness. Hence, the commandments of the Most High is manifest only in the justice of the affairs of men. Only justice has the power and capacity to separate righteousness from unrighteousness, as imbued in the soul of man, before the face of the Most High, who wield the power of the ultimate justice. It is noteworthy to appreciate that the primary interest of the Most High in the soul man is justice. This was clearly expressed in the book of Proverbs, chapter 21, verse 3. To do justice and judgment is more acceptable to the Most High than sacrifice. Justice, the caveat of the law, is the root of peace for the soul of man. Justice is the source of orderliness and peace in all creations, who are given soul of life by the Most High. Justice was what was spoken of by the Most High in the book of Isaiah, chapter 55, verse 11. So shall my word be that goeth forth out of my mouth. It shall not return unto me void, that's without justice. But it shall accomplish that which is justice, which I place. And it shall prosper in the thing, that's the caveat, whereunto I sent it. The whole essence of creation of soul man is to learn and understand eternal justice under the caveat of the immutable law of the Most High. This immutable law states that any soul that sinneth shall die. Ezekiel 18 verse 20. The soul that sinneth, it shall die. But the soul that sinneth not shall live, and shall live forever. The basis of salvation is justice. Without justice, evil will live forever. Hence the book of Genesis has this to say in the book of Genesis chapter 3 verse 22. And the Most High said, Behold, the man is become as one of us, to know good and evil. And now, lest he put forth his hand and take also of the tree of life, and eat and live forever. Because having disobeyed the Most High, which results in the sin of death that led to death, it cannot be allowed to continue. Sin cannot be allowed to continue in the Garden of Eden. The above justice is the nemesis of unrighteousness. Unrighteousness, which only destination is hell. Justice is the equilibrium of the immutable truth in the commandments of the Most High, upon which he relates with all humans by way of eternal judgment of the living and the dead. By which justice the just shall live by faith. Galatians chapter 3 verse 11. But no man is justified by the law in the sight of the Most High. It is evident, for the just shall live by faith. But it's appointed unto man to die once according to the justice of the Most High, after which there is resurrection unto life in heaven according to the book of Hebrews chapter 9 verse 27 to 28. And as it is appointed unto men once to die as a result of sin, but after this the judgment. So Christ was once offered to bear the sins of many, and unto them that look for him shall he appear the second time without sin unto salvation. He was tempted on earth, but didn't commit any sin. So that is why he's going to appear the second time without sin unto salvation. Our salvation, yes, without sin unto salvation, because the power of sin is death. 1 Corinthians 15 verse 56 to 57. The sting of death is sin, and the strength of sin is the law. But thanks be to the Most High, which giveth us the victory through our Messiah, the Christ. Victory in the sense of justice as the nemesis of sin, of unrighteousness, in which it was said in the book of 1 Corinthians chapter 15 verse 54 to 55. So, when this corruptible shall have put on incorruption, that is righteousness, and this mortal shall have put on immortality, that's eternity, then shall be brought to pass the saying that is written, death is swallowed up in victory. O death, where is thy sting? O grave, where is thy victory? The nemesis of sin is justice. It shall be justice to each individual under the caveat of the law, which is the commandments of the Most High, according to the standard of the righteousness of Christ summarized in the book of the law. That is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 30, verse 16. In that I command thee this day to love the Most High, thy Creator, to walk in his ways, and to keep his commandments and his statutes and his judgments, that thou mayest live and multiply, and the Most High thy Creator shall bless thee in the land whither thou goest to possess it. The entire commandments were summarized by Christ in the book of Luke, chapter 10, verse 27. And he answering said, Thou shalt love the Most High thy Creator with all thy heart, and with all thy soul, and with all thy strength, and with all thy mind, and thy neighbor as thyself. Let us reflect the fact that we all came individually into this world, not according to preconceived choice, but by the pleasure of the Most High that sustained the life in us through the breath of life that made us a living soul. Right from the day we were born until the day the dust shall return to dust, while the breath of life returns to the giver of life. Genesis chapter 2, verse 7. And the Most High thy Creator formed man of the dust of the ground, and breathed into his nostrils the breath of life, and man became a living soul. But as a result of the justice of the Most High, which is the nemesis of sin, sin also called unrighteousness, the caveats of the law, known as justice, which is made up of rewards for righteousness and penalty for sin, was explained in the book of Genesis chapter 3, verse 19. This is the reward of sin. Genesis chapter 3, verse 19 says, In the sweat of thy face shalt thou eat bread till thou return unto the ground. For out of it wast thou taken, for dust thou art, and unto dust shalt thou return. The above penalty to Adam, called curse by extension to the seed of Adam, which is us, was as a result of Adam breaking the commandments of the Most High, for which justice must be served. This underscores the justice of the Most High as the nemesis of unrighteousness concerning the truth of the commandments of the Most High as a duty of man stated in the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 12, verse 13 to 14. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear the Most High and keep his commandments, for this is the whole duty of man. For the Most High shall bring every work into judgment and justice, with every secret thing, whether it be good or whether it be evil. In our present generation, in expectation of humanity, we all feel betrayed by the events unfolding all over the world today, as the serpent has brainwashed the world into absolute disregard to the commandments of the Most High, which consequences are the state of conflicts leading to anarchy that is overtaking any sense of sanity in the world today, mostly as a result of governance by the decree of Babylon, led by greed and coercion of the world order called mutually assured destruction, mad deterrent. through successive rulers and oppressive Babylon of our time. But let us be clear of the inescapable at the end of the above, which is the justice of the Most High, executing the caveat of the nemesis of unrighteousness in line with his commandments. The unrighteousness which is opposed to the salvation of the Most High, granted to humanity through the righteousness of Christ, offers a better option known as mutually assured forgiveness, repentance, and love, Mafra deterrent. Mafra being the only way of peace and salvation unto the world. But for now, under MAD, mutually assured destruction deterrent, we feel hopelessly frustrated by the level of indignation, wickedness of the heart, unrighteousness and destruction by the powerful, and might being right in the spirit of pride all around us, promoted by the syndrome of money and the allure of Babylon world order, to the extent that the world is coerced and ready to sell their souls ignorantly at the drop of the hat for money or mundane wealth, forgetting that we shall leave everything as a temporary possession on earth at the end of our sojourn in mortality, which is opposed to the possession of the heavenly in immortality. I wish the world can hear me out as spoken in the book of Luke chapter 12 verse 15. And he said unto them, take heed and beware of covetousness, for a man's life consisteth not in the abundance of the things which he possesseth, but rather earthly accumulation of possessions is vanity and vexatious to the spirit, according to King Solomon, the wisest and richest man that have ever lived on earth, as recorded in the Bible. And he said this in the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 1, verse 1 to 2, 14, 16 to 18. Let's read. The words of the preacher, the son of David, king in Jerusalem. Vanity of vanities, saith the preacher. Vanity of vanities, all is vanity. I have seen all the works that are done under the sun, and behold, all is vanity and vexation of spirit. I communed with mine own heart, saying, lo, I am come to great estates, and have gotten more wisdom than all they that have been before me in Jerusalem. Yea, my heart had great experience of wisdom and knowledge, and I gave my heart to know wisdom, and to know madness and folly. I perceive that this also is vexation of spirit, for in much wisdom is much grief, and he that increaseth knowledge increaseth sorrow. The above were the deep spiritual words of King Solomon towards the end of his life. And finally, let us consider in the spirit of justice and the nemesis of unrighteousness, and the line with the spirit of the commandment of the Most High, and the line with the spirit of the righteousness of Christ. This is a clarion call, therefore, to the world to replace the current heart of the world order within the concept of mutually assured destruction deterrent. Let us replace mad, mutually assured destruction, and let us accept the new deterrent for the salvation of the world, named MAFRA, mutually assured forgiveness, repentance, and love deterrent, for which Christ has assured and demonstrated to the world that there is one and only one way of peace and salvation unto the world, which Christ espoused in the book of John, chapter 14, verse 27 to 31. And it goes like this: Peace I leave with you, my peace I give unto you. Not as the world giveth, give I unto you. Let not your heart be troubled, neither let it be afraid. Ye have heard how I said unto you, I go away and come again unto you. If ye loved me, you would rejoice, because I said, I go unto the Father. For my Father is greater than I. I hope everybody will take note of this. For my Father is greater than I. Christ never equated himself with the Most High. And this is a confirmation of some of the debates that the world has by saying that Christ called himself or is God. He said, I go unto the Father, for my Father is greater than I. And now I have told you before it come to pass, that when it is come to pass, ye might believe. Hereafter I will not talk much with you, for the prince of this world, that is Babylon, cometh, and hath nothing in me, but that the world may know that I love the Father. And as the Father gave me commandment, even so I do. Arise, let us go hence. Let us go hence according to the commandments of the Most High, to avoid the justice of the Nemesis of Unrighteousness, that we may live forever in the reward of righteousness, in the immortality of heaven. Yes, according to the book of Matthew, chapter 24, verse 35 to 36. Heaven and earth shall pass away, but my words shall not pass away. But of that day and hour knoweth no man, no, not the angels of heaven, but my Father only. This is a clear statement that it's only the Most High that knows the hour and time when his judgment will come. Therefore, let us remind ourselves always in our hearts that justice is the nemesis of unrighteousness. Remain blessed. My name is Steve Emmanuel Mojugbe, a messenger, an author, a Nigerian. Copyrights reserved. MFTMS series.com. Thank you for watching.